Doom, the International, Mighty Number 9, and more. This is WSGF News, episode 17.
I'm back. Welcome back.
Welcome back,
everybody.
Yeah.
I'm Chris, also known as Peanut.
I'm Simon, also known as the Destroyer, and we got some good topics this week. So let's go ahead and jump into it.
Doom revealed at QuakeCon 2014.
Doom revealed in QuakeCon. First of all, we thought it was going to be like Doom 4. I think that was the big assumption by everybody. But it turns out it's going to be a reboot sort of thing for the game.
Yeah, and so let me just say this. I really appreciate the fact. I'm not a big fan of when people reboot stuff for no reason.
Oh, I hate reboots of movies.
But I do really appreciate that they've actually rebooted this series because I felt like it was kind of necessary.
Yeah, with Doom 3, it seemed like it was almost like Call of Duty, Halo-ish, sort of modernized
It kind of lost its identity.
It's trying to be something that we know from the series it wasn't, I think.
Yeah, I think Doom originally was that really scary, super bloody, super... Just
run and gun
Run and gun, and it didn't have to be Call of Duty or Halo, or it could be its own thing.
It was almost like, like scary sort of thing.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
tension
in the game. A lot of points where it would just stop all flow of emotion for the shooting and the action to do something scary. I remember one point early in the game, you get stuck in this like little corridor that's like a corner, and like a body falls down. Help me! Of course, when I was playing it, I was laughing the entire time because I'm a weird, horrible person. But it tried to be almost like horror. I guess now you could relate it to like Slenderman or Amnesia, Fear, something like that. When really Doom, you just think run and gun. So from I think QuakeCon Forums did a video, and we'll link that below. From that video, it looks like it's going to go back to that sort of run and gun, just constant action.
Yeah, and I think, again, I think that it justifies a reboot. I think that that's what originally Doom was about, and it fit really well. It created its own space for the first-person shooter genre, and for me personally, it didn't need to be something else. That's what when I heard Doom, that was synonymous with let me shoot some stuff and let's see some stuff, some people dying and some blood and guts. That was the game. Because I feel like Doom's feel is a little bit more.
It's supposed to be a little
outrageous.
Not like cartoony outrageous, but just over the top. Ultra violence or hyper. What they used to call
hyper realistic.
Hyper realistic sort of. Hyper violence.
All the stuff your mom worried that you were playing that she thought would rot your brain.
So, really excited about that. They say in some of the articles I've read that multiplayer is working on in-house. It works in-house, but they didn't announce that. They just showed some videos of going around levels from what it looks like. But so it exists. It's a reboot. Kind of excited. This will be the first Doom without Carmack.
Yeah.
Because I think Carmack was involved a little bit with Doom 3.
Yeah.
So this is the first Carmack.
See how well they do.
I feel like that's one of the reasons why they showed that off.
Yeah, I think they want a clean break from the previous Doom.
And just to say that, look, we don't need John Carmack.
Right. Here's what we can do. Fresh start. Bam.
Like we've talked about in the past, the whole John Carmack joining Oculus, the Oculus v ZeniMax, which owns Bethesda and id Software. That whole conflict and lawsuit going on. So this is their look. We own the rights and we know how to work it.
Yeah. So big Dota 2 tournament going on.
That's right. Yeah, you've been excited about this. By the time this video is released, it'll be all over and done.
We'll know the victor.
This is number 4, international number 4.
Yeah,
right?
TI4. The finals is going to be VC Gaming versus Newbie. And there have been some crazy matches. I've tried to watch as most of it as I can. Unfortunately,
you're telling me about some of these upsets. With these games. So
a couple of things, just interesting teams I had in mind. Obviously, my personal favorite team is Na'Vi because Puppy and Dindy are like really goofy. And there's some other teams. Newbie, which is the actual upper bracket winner. In the qualifiers, they looked like they were going to be knocked out. They lost a lot, and then they suddenly had this resurgence and won like game.
Which came out of nowhere.
Crazy matches overall, and just blown away by the fact that it's $11 million tournament.
Can we start a WSGF team?
Yeah, and like even if you get eliminated the first round, you still win like $500,000.
Let's do this, guys. Who's in?
We need 3 more players.
We got this.
I mean, yeah, it's really crazy like that.
Now you're telling me this is going to actually be on ESPN or like a reshow of ESPN.
This is crazy. So it's been on ESPN3, which is their online streaming one. So you could pretty much watch. From what I understand, you can watch any of the whole weekend that the International was going on. You could have watched it on ESPN3, which is crazy. And then there was some ESPN2 coverage after the losers bracket was finished, and we knew who the best and the worst team was, the finals teams for the grand finals. They're actually doing coverage, like highlight replays and discussion, expert panel on ESPN2. I feel like we're in the future already. We always talked about, or at least, I'm sure you did too, when I was younger, about esports. Someday we'll be watching esports on ESPN, and here we are. It's finally on ESPN. It's crazy.
And it's not the Ocho.
It's not the Ocho, right?
We beat dodgeball. Yeah,
it's on 2. We're almost there. And one of the things I love about Dota is that it's such a you don't have to actually play the game. I mean, it helps to know the rules, but the announcers do a good job about commentating on the games and providing a lot of action to just watching it. I feel like if you didn't know that much about it and you explained the basics, someone could sit down and watch it and still be excited.
Out,
yeah. And I think Valve has done a great job about promoting the game, making it esport friendly, they've provided an avenue for these commentators and these players to make it. They've provided an avenue for players to donate money to the International to make it a bigger pot, because I feel like the more money involved, the bigger chances of this becoming a better and better esport. And I think half the difficulty of making your game a good esport is infusing money into it. How do you do that? How do you get the players involved? How do you get the spectators involved? How do you get everything organized? And I think Valve has basically just done a fantastic job about production and getting everyone involved and all that stuff. I think it's just phenomenal what they've done.
Now all we got to do is see this apply to other games. Yes. I did talk about last week, there's that video with, I think it's prodota.ru, their YouTube website, talking with Eric Johnson, I think it was, and how they could possibly apply this to Counter-Strike Go.
Yes. Counter-Strike Go is probably the next big... it has the potential, in my opinion.
It was an off-the-cuff comment, but really exciting. It's in their mind that they're thinking about that.
Which is, interesting, because that's another Valve game, right? So I think Valve has the magic touch on these games, but
you've got the touch.
Yeah, exactly. I think, though, that not just Valve can do it. I think if people look at what Valve does and replicate it on their game, anyone can do this. They just have to provide the avenues. Yeah.
And we live in a world of community-backed projects. We have all the Kickstarters,
like Kickstarter,
the GoFundMe, the Indiegogos, and that's sort of that mentality towards this.
Yeah.
So we've talked before. It not only determines the health of the community, but it just shows the interest.
Definitely.
Of that. So it's really exciting that this is an avenue that works. It's the 4th one. It's the biggest money payout.
I mean, it might be
in all 4 years.
Yeah,
right?
Of Dota, definitely.
Definitely Dota too. So
yeah, and I don't know in terms of the grand scheme of just community-based tournaments that the community pulls the money. I mean, it's a lot, pretty significant.
But hopefully, like we said, by the time this video is published, the Dota 2, the International will be have finished.
Yep.
So we'll link below some news on who won. We'll mention it and talk about it next week.
Yeah, definitely. So,
I assume from the pictures you have on your wall, and for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, look at the first few episodes of the podcast we used to record over there, that you're a Mega Man fan.
Definitely.
And so there was this game come out, and you know about it, I know about it. It was a Kickstarter. Speaking of Kickstarter, it was a Kickstarter project called Mighty Number 9. It's kind of a Mega Man, I guess, in spirits of the same concept, a Mega Man side-scroller-esque game. Yeah,
it looks great. It looks very, it has heavy influences on Mega Man. with a little bit of like RPG sprinkled into it.
Or RPG or arcadey sort of.
Arcadey, yeah.
Getting the
like point
points.
System, yeah.
And so they released a video this weekend of Mighty Number 9, just kind of like pre-alpha footage of what's it look like with the fighting, what's it going to look like with weapon selection. I think 1 or 2 characters that you can play. Real exciting.
Yeah, it's cool that you can play multiple characters. I like when they change between different weapons.
And it's not just like Mega Man used to be, where it was a color scheme.
Yeah, it's like an actual model.
Yeah, different model. I mean, you had to do that back in the NES just because of data storage. But I mean, this is just completely different model. It changes the really outside appearance. Real exciting. It looks like we talk about the score system, and in the video, I guess depending upon your health depends upon how much points you get from killing somebody. And there's like a little combo. If you look real closely, you can see like 7 combo or 8 combo or 3 combo. So I assume that's going to depend or determine or affect the amount of points you get.
Right.
So real exciting with this game. It's multi-platform.
Yeah, which is great.
So we're always excited about that.
Multi-platform, everyone can play it. More people. Yeah, I mean, I'm a big Mega Man fan, and I think this is just another one of those games that I'm glad we had. In our last segment, we talked about the indie scene, the Kickstarter, the whole thing. I think that scene, that atmosphere, has brought us so many of these nice little games to play.
We talked about Cliff Bleszinski, the Gears of War guy, saying how there's more innovation in the indie scene rather than the AAA scene. So I mean, this is one of these things that's like, it kind of shows.
And I read another article talking about a lot of AAA developers are going to indie, and a lot of indie developers are staying indie, simply because smaller studios are cheaper to run.
And there's
you have
more flexibility.
Creative flexibility.
And Comcast has had the Mega Man property for about 25 years. We're finally getting some sort of Mega Man gameplay with Super Smash Brothers, with both you and I are very excited about.
Yeah, that's actually, I'm glad that they've freed the reins on letting us use Mega Man and Smash Brothers. But
I mean, the one time before that, I think there was a Capcom versus Street Fighter or something, Tekken or something like that, and there's a Mega Man character. Actually, there was a Mega Man alternate character who was the Americanized version from Mega Man 1. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. I mean, Capcom, wow, Comcast, I've been thinking about that whole FCC thing. But Capcom hasn't released a Mega Man game legitimately
in a very long time. Yeah. And so this is going to be refreshing.
But I mean, it's a AAA. This is a money thing. This would be a moneymaker if Capcom made a Mega Man game.
Yeah.
Everyone wants a Mega Man game. There was a Mega Man game, I think it's like Mega Man Legends 3, where the community was helping build the game.
Yeah.
And then they just go, no.
I think they made Mega Man 9.
Yeah, it was before that. Yeah.
PC. It was on PC, I think, but that was a while back. I want to say that was a good while back.
It was before that Mega Man Legends came out, or Mega Man Legends 3.
Yeah, it was a while back.
But I mean, it's Capcom has a surefire moneymaker, and they haven't used it. I don't know, why, whether it's blocking from the higher ups or something like that. So I guess it takes a indie company without the constraints of a AAA business company to make something like this that everyone wants.
And just a little bit of speculation here, no facts at all, but one of the interesting things about Smash Brothers is that typically some characters show up in Smash Brothers to then generate interest for that character. Like all the Fire Emblem characters
are in there.
Showed up in Melee.
Yeah.
And no one in America really knew what Fire Emblem was until they were in Melee. And now we have a lot of Fire Emblem games in the United States, and it really Super Smash Bros. Melee generated a lot of interest for
Kid
Fire
Icarus,
Emblem.
the same sort of thing.
Same thing.
They actually, and then the Greninja thing for Pokemon XY. They just randomly
and I believe Snake was in it right before Metal Gear Solid 4 came out.
I think so too. Yeah.
So maybe, again, speculation, they're putting Mega Man in.
Please.
To hint that generate some Mega Man.
I'm wearing Mega Man blue, please.
Yeah,
Simon
he's wearing
says.
Mega Man Blue.
Mega Man Blue.
Come on.
So I saved this just for you because you weren't here last week.
Thank you.
I know you get as much excited about these as I do. So we're looking at some battle stations. We had 3 posted.
Finally, guys.
Since,
good job. Battle
Nullsign.
Stations on the forums.
This first one is by Lerb50.
Lerb50.
Not bad. Wood desk. Powered,
like it.
Powered to the corner users. I'm all about corner desks.
Yes, definitely. I like that it's a little bit elevated. I like that it looks like this top monitor is more like a monitoring, like he's got
Would you say MSI Afterburner or something like that?
Similar, some kind of monitoring application to monitor his, temperature, fans, things like that. I dig in the space background. I got a lot of space backgrounds behind me. You've probably seen them.
I really like, corner desks and users using the actual corner. I know you're using like a side, but
I've actually thought about using the corner.
I'm all about that. I think it's great.
So you don't feel like it's weird, like sitting in the corner with
because I have my keyboard right there over the edge, and one of these days I'm gonna take a picture of this newest setup. But anyway, so it's over the edge, so it's like there's something there, but it's just floating over. And then I have mouse, and I have my what's it called, the old school Belkin Nostromo N22, not the Razer.
I also like, if you look in the bottom left corner, he's got maybe a subwoofer. And it's got a sticker that says "unfucking believable." I love that. Awesome sticker, by the way.
And he's got his little mini fridge.
Yeah, and he's got a mini fridge.
But he actually does the PC though.
In
so
the
I guess
center.
he's straddles it. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I guess
or maybe further back where he doesn't hit it, but yeah.
If it gets
all
cold, you got a feet warmer right there.
Yeah,
that's great.
I didn't even think about that. Feet warmer.
So really, really nice setup. So that's number one. That's was
number one. The next one we got is Nilla's.
And he's it looks like, I guess, a surround, NVIDIA surround, I'm assuming, just because he says surround.
Yes. And I like, again, his background is pretty clean. And it looks like above his setup, this is not connected. This is a television above his setup with a cable box, which is really cool. And again, not a corner desk, but still that angled style, wide.
Looks like he
setup.
Has. That's a nice chair. I think
it does look like a nice chair.
I think Cracker Jack Mac,
one of the
admins,
and leather
one of the behind-the-scene admins for the site. I think he has a chair like that. I was sitting in it the other day, and it was the most comfortable thing.
And it's even got like a little neck rest.
Yeah,
in the back.
It had a neck pillow and everything.
Man. You could probably fall asleep in that thing.
But I mean, it's clean. He's got all of his media stuff. It looks like to the side.
Yeah, he's got a PS3, some media stuff. Yeah, and I'm sure it's all connected to that television.
He's got those Logitech surround speakers.
All in all, I think it's
a really nice,
very, 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 very nice setup.
All right, next, City or S1DDY. I assume it's gonna be City. So let's talk about your rig, City.
It's a little messy. Needs some cable management love, but still, it's a triple wide setup. I do like it, and it looks like he's kind of got a similar monitor, like a fourth monitor above his setup. That's kind of like monitoring stuff.
He's rocking a monitor stand. I can't tell.
He is rocking our monitor stand.
I don't know if it's the Ergotech monitor stand or if it's just another monitor stand. It could be a homemade monitor stand too.
Yeah, it's kind of. Actually, you're right. It doesn't
look like that. It looks like there's something raised, but it doesn't look like the XFF.
Yeah,
XFX,
I can't tell from the base. And he's got some like action figures above the.
He's saying in this, it's from at least Blaze Blue, so Black Rock Shooter, Deadmaster Asuna, the MU-12 from Blaze Blue. I guess that's like an anime or something like that. I used to be big into mechs, like Gundam.
Like Gundam, yeah. That
I used to have a Gundam Wing custom from the Gundam Wing Emnus Waltz movie. Like right when you'd open my door to my old apartment, to my computer room, it would be right there, and it had little LED lights, and it was set up doing the gun shoot thing.
That's cool.
It was really, really cool. I was really proud of that. So I mean, I used to be in all those models. I've been wanting to get back into models, doing some more Gundams or doing some more. Get some spaceships, Federation spaceships from Star Trek. I've been wanting to do that lately. But yeah, I mean, aside from it being messy, and hey, we've all been there, messy desk, it happens.
Yeah, just a little, give it a little TLC and clean up the cables and.
But yeah, it's good. It's a great system.
So thanks again, guys, for submitting your battle stations. These were awesome.
Remember, I want to do a community calendar. So that's what, 1, 2, 3. We have 4 so far, 4 or 5 so far.
Yeah.
And then we'll probably add ours in there.
Yeah,
so
if we can get 12 really, really good, clean battle stations,
We'll make a
high-res
calendar.
picks, we'll make a calendar.
if we get more than 12, we'll vote on a top 12.
Yeah, we could do a voting
So,
process. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I mean, there's almost 500 people last video that, or at least 500 people that have looked at the last video. There's plenty of people, enough people to make a calendar. So let's all.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be multi-monitor. You know, we're not the multi-monitor screen gaming forum.
Yeah, it could be any
it's a
clean
wide
setup.
screen.
Yeah, any clean setup we'd love to see.
We just love battle stations, and
Yeah.
so we just want to show off, battle stations, of the community. We'll make a calendar, and if we do a calendar, if we do a vote in a calendar and 12 people win, I'll probably out of my own pocket buy each 12 of those people a calendar so they can have it. We can sign
very
it.
nice.
We can sign it or something. That'd be cool. But we want to do a community calendar. We're really excited. Post more battle stations. Thank you. We like talking about it. Every time we'll see it, we will talk about it because we like showing off the community.
Yeah, hopefully we'll see some more on the forums, and we promise if you submit them, we will talk about them.
So thanks again for tuning in to WSGF News. Don't forget, I mentioned it last time at the top of last video, there is a lady from McEwen University in Canada. They're doing a survey and research paper on how the Oculus Rift affects dreams. So if you have time, we'll link it below. If you've used the Oculus Rift, it is a lengthy survey, like I said, but it's
part of a research study.
Yeah, be part of a research study. It's really interesting that the education community is interested in some sort of gaming activity like the Oculus Rift. They apparently have, I did some research on the university, have a gaming research lab. That's so cool.
I'd be interested in seeing their findings.
Oh, yeah. And I've emailed once to the lady who did post on our forums. And so maybe we'll get some access to that. So
awesome.
Be sure you do that.
So on the YouTube channel, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Let us know how we're doing. Again, leave your battle station photos on the forums. Check out the forums. Do DRs for video games that
DRs.
you think are relevant. That you
I'm
like
still
to
working
play.
on that Watch Dogs. I promise I didn't forget about it. I was just out of town last week.
We can always use more DRs. Find us or follow us on Twitter. I'm at Computer Lasco.
I am at The Destroyer F2W. Follow the main Twitter at WSGF. Don't forget about Social Saturdays. Anytime Saturday, just jump on the Mumble. It's a free Mumble. We'll have the download for Mumble program and the access to the WSGF Mumble on the bottom. It's free. Use it, abuse it, like I said. Like I said, post your DRs. Do your command station, battle station picks. Social Saturdays every Saturday, and we'll see you next week.
See you next week.